Welcome guys to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to make meatballs in sauce, and before we begin, these are the ingredients. Here there's minced meat, these onions, this salt, teaspoon of salt, mixture of garlic and ginger, that white paste over there. Then we have tomato puree, we have black pepper, we have ground paprika, we have oregano, we have green capsicum, onions, and fresh coriander. So in a mixing bowl, we're going to add our onions in there. We're going to add salt. We are going to add black pepper. We're going to add paprika. We're going to add the oregano. We're going to add our mixture of garlic and ginger, and we are also going to add the coriander, okay, and cooking oil, okay. So in a mixing bowl, we are going to mix our mixture of onions, colored capsicum, mix it nicely until it is well completely mixed, like that. See, like that, nicely mixed. Then we are going to make balls, small nicely looking balls. We're just going to roll them nicely on our fist like this, nicely. Now on a baking sheet, you can use aluminium foil. You grease it with a little bit of oil, and you can use aluminium foil, or you can use a grease paper. So we are going to place our balls that are nicely done like this, after the other. As we are on continuing preparing our balls, we are going to preheat our oven. We're going to preheat it. We're going to give it maximum. We're going to preheat it to at 250, just like that, and make sure your oven is on and up and running. We preheat it at 220 thereabout before we put in our meatballs in it. I know some prefer deep frying, but putting it in an oven is the best option. But if you don't have an oven, you can make the meatballs and you can deep fry them before we actually make our sauce that I'm going to show you in a short while. This is how our meatballs looks like after you've prepared nice and compact balls, nicely arranged in a tray that has been well greased. Okay, we are going to put it in the oven since our oven is heated actually. So we are going to put it in the oven right now. Just a minute. Here it goes. We are putting it in the oven, and it's going to cook for the next 20 minutes before we remove it again. So here we put it in the... So in a cooking pan, we're going to put oil, and we're going to heat it up. Medium heat, just like that. Put medium heat. Then in our pot, we put the onions. Continue stirring it like this. So here we put like 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. I like using coconut oil or ghee or any other cooking oil other than seed oil, because I like just using that. We are going to continue stirring this until the onions turn into golden brown color. so that now they are not burnt, because if they turn into darker color, they will give it a better taste. So we're just going to ensure that the onions turn into golden brown color. So we are continuing, we are going to continue stirring it until it gives me that nice smooth taste. Once our onions have turned into golden brown color, we are going to add our tomatoes. We are going to stir just like this. Then we are going to cover it and let it cook under low heat for about 10 minutes, because we want the tomatoes to cook completely. So we are going to cover it just like that. So our mixture of tomatoes and onions are cooking really well under low heat. Ensure your heat is moderate so that it doesn't burn. Then at this point we are going to add again garlic, mixture of garlic and ginger, our tomato puree, our paprika, our seasonings, our colored capsicum. And then we're going to stir just like that. Ooh, wow, the paste is shaping up nicely. The coriander, we are actually going to put it after we've put the meat and it has really quite cooked into it, so that it doesn't lose flavor. If you put quite early, then that flavor might be lost in it. Continue enjoying. We are checking our meatballs. They're actually taking shape and cooking really nicely. Wow. You come here and check if our onions, the only way you know if the tomatoes have really cooked is when you see, if you've seen all the water that was in it has evaporated. That tells you that it is completely cooked. So at this point, we are going to add a cup of water on it and let it simmer before we turn it off. So here comes our cup of water. Because you don't want it to be really watery, you just put very little water on it. It's like a cup, and then you stir on it like that. Then we cover and let it simmer for another 10 minutes. Our meatballs are cooked nicely, as you can see. Our meatballs are nicely cooked here. So we are actually going to put it in the sauce once it has boiled, and let it boil again, actually let it simmer again for another 10 minutes before you serve it with your favorite final product. This is the final product, simmering nicely. At this point, we are going to add coriander. Wow, look at it. Look at this. This is amazing. You can serve this with rice, with potatoes, or with some pasta.